able to construct a single highway, supply electricity or pipe-borne water. His government, he concluded, was able to accomplish such projects within 14 years despite continuous crisis and animosity. He therefore appealed for unity amongst Gambians when the task of national development requires all hands on deck. The president and entourage drove to Basse, where a huge procession of supporters on foot and motorbikes escorted him to the government quarters in Mansajang for a night stop. This morning he will travel to Jirobakunda, just on the outskirts of Basse, for a visit to the mixed farming center. He will later hold a meeting in Basse. Mohamed Diallo, reporting from Basse for GRTS.
The Vice President and Minister of Women's Affairs, Her Excellency Ajah Dr. Esadunjai Saidi, Wednesday received at her office Imam Sheikh Tijan Cham, an Islamic scholar who presented her with 20 of his books on Hajj and Umrah. The Vice President also had an audience with World Bank officials who were at State House to update her on an $8 million grant earmarked for the nutrition sector. Asad Mane has the details.
Imam Sheikh Tijan Cham presented 20 copies of his booklet on Hajj and Ummah to Ajah Dr. Esadunjai Saidi after successfully completing writing the book in English. Upon receiving the book, Imam Sharif Bajan of the Supreme Islamic Council commended the author for his foresight in embarking on the project, saying it will greatly help Muslims knowledge of the Hajj, which is a pillar of Islam. For her part, the Vice President equally applauded Imam Cham for the gesture and called on others to emulate his steps, for that will help widen people's knowledge on important issues in the religion. Ajah Dr. Esadunjai Saidi explained that President Jammeh greatly supports Islam and anything that will promote the teachings of the religion is highly welcome. In a similar but separate engagement, the World Bank delegation, accompanied by Nana and officials of the Ministry of Health and Social Welfare, also held lengthy discussions with the Vice President on a grant of $8 million meant for improving nutrition and its related issues in the country.
This was part of several visits that we have been undertaking with the Vice President, and particularly to update her on where we are in this process. Basically saying that indeed, and the World Bank has been in partnership with the government of the Gambia in this area of nutrition, but nutrition as a foundation for the MDG 1, MDG 4, MDG 5, maternal, child, health and survival. And so we've been engaged with the Gambia for a number of years, and at this particular point of time, we're particularly in a process to raise the bar of performance, improve the outcomes by a results-based financing approach in the health and nutrition sectors.
Madam Jai Saidi, for her part, urged officials of NANA and stakeholders to diligently execute the project as President Jammeh attaches great importance to the health sector. The Vice President also urged officials to collaborate, as nutrition is an important and integral part of health. The World Bank official, for his part, commended NANA under the Vice President's office for their dedication to projects, saying Gambia is one country where his organization is always willing to support, for their implementation is very well rated.
And so far we've been really having a very good collaboration, a partnership, where we feel the Gambia, by the presence of the National Nutrition Agency, has been a very strong client, showing the capacity to take the investments and deliver the results that we agreed upon in the beginning. So overall, we have a very satisfactory appreciation of the government of the Gambia in terms of its capacity to deliver, particularly in the area of nutrition, particularly through the National Nutrition Agency. And so based on that, we are keen to continue this partnership, because through this World Bank financing can actually make a change for the people in the Gambia.
For GRTS News, I am Esther Mane.
After a 10-month training program that dealt with the rigors and basic tenets of policing, over 400 recruits today graduated at a ceremony staged at the July 22nd Square in Banjul. The graduates, as Babakar Kamara reports, were admonished by Vice President Jai Saidi to observe the virtues of discipline and loyalty, whilst at the same time refrain from corrupt practices.
She presided over the graduation of Intake 1 of 2012, flanked by the Chief of Defense Staff and Inspector General of the Gambia Police Force, in what could be described as a spectacular guard of honor for a brilliant graduating squad.
Marks the end of a 10-month training program which consists of the basic police training modules in the core areas of the design course, such as general policing, weapon handling, tactical training, and shooting.
Madam Vice President, it takes absolute loyalty, dedication, patriotism, and sacrifice for a citizen, especially a police officer, to be able to ensure that the goals of protecting lives in practice, maintaining law and order, preventing and detecting crimes, apprehending and prosecuting offenders are achieved.
For a brilliant graduating squad, they have made a special sacrifice to serve their country in the maintenance of peace and security, vowing to undertake ambitious commitment that previously took them to a 10-month training program in basic police operations.
The first 5 months of the training was centered at the police training school, where recruits were tutored in drill and theories of policing, after which they were sent to various police stations across the country for a period of 6 weeks on attachment, during which they were exposed to every type of offense and charge of its procedures.
The Gambian Police Force, which happens to be the oldest security service, of course, in the Gambia, is also the service charged with the responsibility of ensuring internal security. Subsequently, the force is in constant contact with the public and with all sorts of characters, of course, in that public. As any manager will tell you, dealing with the public is bound to trigger lots of problems, no doubt. You should therefore demonstrate professionalism at all times in the dispensation of your duty as a police officer.
Discipline, loyalty, and refraining from all sorts of corruption practices were the words of the Vice President, for their incisive commitment to serve their country is now unquestionable, but prone to surface in the new world they now face.
As my words of advice to the passing out squad, please maintain discipline and respect your authority so that you may have a good career. Refrain from all forms of corruption. Maintain a high sense of loyalty.
As they graduate and newly inducted to the police workforce, their highly manifested sanity and professionalism is expected to enhance greater protection of life and property whilst keeping the criminal far. Babukar Kamara, GRTS.
Pakaliba Basic Cycle School in the Lower River region was the venue for the launch of the MDG 1C initiative, a multi-million euro project bankrolled by the European Union. The intervention intends to reduce hunger in Africa, Caribbean and Pacific countries. Louis Mendy was in the Jara East settlement.
Pakaliba Basic Cycle in the Lower River region hosted the launch ceremony of the United Nations MDG 1C initiative. The principal objective of the over 7 million euros EU-funded project is to increase food security and reduce hunger in the intervention areas, thereby contributing to the Gambia's achievement in the MDG 1C. The development is an essential collaboration between the government, the European Union, FAO, and the World Food Programme. The partnership also lays the foundation for a homegrown school feeding program, the aim of which is to improve food security and reduce by half the population of the people battered by hunger in the Gambia.
The initiative will strengthen existing social and productive safety nets as the principal long-term commitment to combating hunger and ensuring that our communities are food secure. Homegrown school feeding is a win-win situation for both all children and also all farmers.
The Launch MDG 1C initiative has two specific components, each linked to an implementing agency. Component 1 is to increase household food security and income of the participating farmers through enhanced crop production and